Amine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Pasata Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna different melody. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna You can put her to sing. She's a good singer. In the list, put her name. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Mother Alwani, you have to log in. You don't remember how to log in? Yes. You have to log in so I can allow you to, I can empower you. Jayam Vishnavad Paramhangsa Paribrajagacharya Astutar Satasi Sima Sila Bhai Charnar Binda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT founder Acharya His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Brinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Das Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Binda Ki Jai. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्यामकुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। जय गौरनिताय भगवान की जय। दिलान यात्रा की जय। भक्ति शास्त्री भक्त वृंद की जय। भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sisi Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurube Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamahayam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishaka Nitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Simate Bhakti Vedanta Samini Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatadeshatarini Pancha Kalpa Taruvescha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. So we are will not be good to say we are stuck on the chapter 9. We are delighting in chapter 9. It was a interesting discussion this morning on chapter 9. Mother Alwani made a nice summary and she's going to continue. So you can begin. He learns how to control his mother. There's a battle going on, whether mother will be controlled or not. He has to learn the way, so I think he's succeeding. See, he did. Okay.
So we finished dancing before the deity. Now we were bowing down in honor of the God. So
dancing, that's good. You did a good. But I also wanted to say pranayam. Pranayam actually is for a breathing, even longevity of your life. So dancing is compulsory. In second canto, Prabhupada in Bhagavatam explained in one purport, the dancing and chanting is the best form of pranayam. He said that yogis doesn't know. Interesting. We think that the yogi, all this yoga society they do, but this is better. Okay.
Okay, bowing down in honor of the deity. So based on Naradiya Purana says that a person who has performed a great ritualistic sacrifice and a person who has simply offered his respectful obeisances by bowing down before the Lord cannot be held as equal. Right? The person who has executed many sacrifices will attain the result of his pious activities. But when such results are finished, he has to take birth again on the earthly planet. But one who offers his respectful obeisances to the Lord, like bowing down before the deity, he will not come back to this world because he will go directly to Krishna.
That's the verse. We just read the verse. Steno surapo mitra duk brahmaha guru talpaga. That even once you pay obeisances to the deity, Jamaduta is not going to touch you. That's very nice. But that's not what we are looking for only. He wants a computer, huh? Krishna, sorry.
So now we know the importance of bowing down. Because there are many people raise question, why should I bow down? Why cannot I just hold my arm and just like that? So bowing down is very important, because if we didn't bow down in this lifetime, what will happen is we have to bow down again and again and again and again in the next verse. That is what I heard from the lectures. So,
What is the most important slok in Bhagavad Gita? Which sloka is the most important? I mean, there are many sloka, but one sloka Prabhupada said, do you know which sloka in Bhagavad Gita? Most important one time Prabhupada says. Most essential is 1155. Summary of Bhagavad Gita is 330. 3.30. Not every sloka, I mean, all slokas are important, but some sloka Prabhupada emphasize a particular. One sloka Prabhupada said, this is the most important sloka or essence, you can say, of Bhagavad Gita. Which one? Related to bow down. Yes. Manmana bhavamat. Because before that verse, Krishna says, 1864, if you look at it, Sarva guya tamam bhuya srinume paramam vacha. Ishtoshi me dhriramiti to bhakshami te hitam. Sarva guya tamam. Guya means confidential. Tamam means the superlative. The most confidential of all confidential. What is it? Sarva guya tamam bhuya srinume paramam vacha. Listen to me, Arjuna. Ishtoshi me dhriramiti evakshami tato vakshami te hitam. For your good, I'm going to reveal to you the secret. Does Krishna needs obeisances from us? Is that how he remain God? There's unlimited soul paying obeisances every moment. He doesn't need another Pran Govinda Das or somebody from Thailand to pay obeisances. But he gave that, if you take the word, Tato Bhakshami Te Hitam, for your benefit, you should bow down to me. What is that? 1858, Krishna already started this confidential. That false ego will not allow you to bow down. So Prabhupada, everybody bowing down and they're chanting Jayam Vishnupad. Prabhupada's telling to Gargamuni Prabhu, bow down. He said, I don't feel like. It's recorded, you can hear it. Just bow down, but I don't feel like Prabhupada. He said, if you keep on bowing down, it will become a habit, and that is good for you. Same thing Krishna says to Arjuna. Our false ego will disappear, but it will come back. If you can keep your head always bow down at the lotus feet of Prabhupada and Krishna, false ego will never stay there. So it is for our benefit we need to bow down, not that Krishna needs it. I hope everybody understands that. We need it. He doesn't need it. God doesn't need it. We bow down for our false ego to disappear so we can remain as a loyal servant. So that's why he says 4 things. Manmana bhava mad bhakta majjaji mam namaskuru. So we discussed that in the beginning. Did we say that in the beginning that 5 things is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? I thought we did. Maybe not. What? Ishvara Prakriti Kala Karma. No, these are the subject matter. Baladev Vidyabhushan Thakur. Prabhupada got it from Baladev Vidyabhushan Thakur and he said these are the 5 subject matter. Only 1 is temporary, 5 are eternal. Karma is the temporary. Time, Kala. Now, there's a 5 purpose. Or if you wonder, like what purpose drove Krishna to speak Bhagavad Gita or have this conversation. So you can write it down. Only reason I remember because I didn't understand Bhagavad Gita for many years. I still don't understand probably, but I understand enough that I need to think and act on it. Write down, Logan. First, Be conscious of Krishna and his relationship with everyone and everything. And this I'm going to tell you a million times. You have to memorize this. First is, or you can write, what purpose drove Krishna to speak or express his feeling for us? First is, be aware Krishna's relationship with everyone and everything. Second, become his devotee. Third, serve him. Fourth, surrender to him. Fifth, share this knowledge. If you do these 5 things, can you open Bhagavad Gita 1868? You'll get 2 things. It's a good trade. Even if you are a business lady or businessman, look at the trade. You do 5 things, Krishna says, I'll give you 2 things. Idam te genam akyatam geninam gaditam maya. No, when we are talking about 1863. 1868, not 63. 1868. Jaidam paramam guyam mad bhaktisya vidhashyati bhakti mayi param kritta mame vasyasya samsaya. Jo idam paramam guyam, one who revealed this secret to others. What are the secret? These 5 things. One who reveals this secret, then what you will get? Bhakti mayi, to me, bhakti, prem bhakti to me, you will get. Love of Godhead you will get. The second, mam eva asyashi asangsaya. Asangsaya means without doubt. Without doubt you will come to me. What else you want? Anybody else? Anybody would think what do you want beside these 2 things? Krishna says, you will come to me without doubt and I'll give you love for me. Now its question is the love within our heart or Krishna going to give it? I think one of the chapter you are coming. Yeah, you're coming on the Bhava Bhakti or whatever. You're doing 1 chapter and Mother Jagannath Prabhu doing 1 chapter. So you can do 17 and he can do 18. Is that okay? Okay. And then I'll summarize Mother Amrita Kelly. Is her name Amrita Kelly or I just say Amrita? Who is Amrita Kelly? Somewhere, somebody is there, Amrita Kelly. Okay. So, what are the 5 things, Mahatma Prabhu, that you have to do? And what are the 2 things Krishna will give? Logan, what are the 2 things Krishna will give? God will give you. If you do 5 things, he will give you. Say. I wrote down the 5 things, but I didn't write down 2. Okay, you write it down. This is a Bhagavad Gita 18.68. Because when you say like this, somebody will say, where you come up from? I never heard that. Somebody actually told you. Pran Govinda says. I didn't say that. I'm repeating. Krishna said it. 1868. Jaidam paramam guyam. One who reveals this confidential truth. Bhakti mayi. The bhakti for me, that love for me, you will get. Krishna is giving guarantee. First. Second, mam eva asyashi. Mam eva asyashi. You will come to me. Asamsaya, without doubt. So what are the 2 things, Logan, now? You will come to him without doubt. In the translation is not there without doubt, but word to word meaning, if you look at it, asamsaya, the last word. Without doubt, you will come. I like those words, like Krishna's like. His affectionate word slips out from his mouth and he stands by it. So it's guaranteed. Guaranteed. That's good. Guaranteed is asamsaya, without doubt. Same now. Guaranteed, without doubt. Sentiments. Yeah. Okay, what are the 2 things, Logan, again? Love you give him, you'll get, and you'll come to him without doubt. If you follow these 5 things and share with others, then you will get love for God and you will go to him without doubt. Very good. Okay, what are the 5 things, Mahatma Prabhu? That I feel this is the purpose drove Krishna to reveal this secret. What are the 5 things? If you take any sloka in our entire Bhagavad Gita, I'll show you is one of those 5 related. Yeah. First, just memorize it. Don't even look at your note. Just memorize it. You know, when you are in love with someone, whatever that person say, you don't forget. We're in love with Krishna, aren't we? Come on, be honest. Yeah. So we should remember. Okay, what's the first thing? Oh my God, now she is helping you. She's showing in the paper. Look at this is the file. First is be conscious. You know, conscious. Without conscious, there is no Mahatma. Thus, how do you prove you exist? I can think, therefore I am. I have a feeling. I'm aware. Isn't like what else you have proof that you exist? You're conscious. This is what in Christian world they call spirit or soul. It's the same meaning, but they just don't explain that in details. So be conscious. Krishna's relationship with everyone and everything. That's why this morning we discussed that if you don't see the relationship, if you don't see this mouse, whatever, a piece of instrument, if I don't see this is connected with God, then what it is? Maya. This is what Maya is.
So one sees Krishna in everything, there is no Krishna.
You want to read 2.9.34? You tell me. No. Bhagavatam. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita also has a definition, but that one is more clear. 2.9.34. 33 is about Krishna.
O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness.
There it is. If you don't see anything related to Krishna, that is Maya, period. Whatever it is, or whoever it is. Okay. Why did you go to Maya definition? I'm not sure. We just go around. So Mahatma Prabhu, you think I forgot? I didn't forget. 5 things. First is be conscious. And everything. Okay, that's one. Second, Pradananda Prabhu. Go ahead. Become his devotee. Good. Third
is serve him and then surrender.
Serve him. Fourth, surrender. Fifth,
Share.
That's it. Very good.
Share.
Yeah.
Share the knowledge.
Share means distribute. It's the same thing, sharing. I like sharing. Because when you say I'm preaching, oh gosh, I don't want to do. In America, preaching has a connotation, no? I mean, I heard. Oh, he's a preacher. Look at him, he's preaching. Oh, wow. Yeah. Now we are sharing. Look at that. Mother Sushilpa, you can unmute and say it. They got it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. So I have to do 5 things. One, identify Krishna in everything and everyone, and then become a devotee, and then serve him, and then surrender to him, and then preach or spread the word about this confidential knowledge. Then Krishna will give 2 things. One, he will give Krishna Prem. He will reveal himself
Where do you
more
hear this?
in Bhagavad Gita 18.68 or
It's very
18.
good. Thank you,
Yes.
thank you, thank you.
And then he also confirmed that he'll take me back to him.
Yeah,
back
very
home.
good. Very good. You did pay attention. Thank you.
Haribol.
Okay. So with that note, why did we go that route? We just love Krishna, so we just go ahead. It's the preeminently lovable. Okay, now we are going to begin where we left. Purnachandra Prabhu can help you.
I have to make her a host again.
She's not host.
She was kicked out.
Kicked out. Your co-host now. Okay.
So next week, going into standing up to receive the Lord. So here in Brahmanda Purana said, a person who sees the Lord Radha Yatra Car Festival and then stands up to receive the Lord can remove all kinds of sinful results from his body. So you can see in the picture, like this is Radha Yatra in Jagannath-puri. There's millions and millions of people go every day. And you can see people will like pull the chariot, bow down to him, everything, and cry for the Lord. Next, following the deity. So here also in Bhavishya Purana said, even if one is born in a lowly family, a person who follows the Radha Yatra car, when the deities pass in front or from behind, will surely be elevated to the position of achieving equal opulence with the Lord. So why not should do it? Any question?
It's good. Next.
Next, going to the temple of Vishnu or to places of pilgrimage. So here in Purana say that person who attempt to visit the holy place like Vrindavan, Madhura or Dwarka, this kind of pilgrimage, they can pass over the desert of material existence.
This is Vrindavan?
Yes. And one who go this kind of places, they will surely get relief from entering again into the prison house of a mother's womb. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, I forgot which chapter, it mentioned about the whole thing about a child in a womb, and the suffering and everything. If anyone want to talk about it, you want to share that.
When you say they don't re-enter mother's womb, that doesn't mean they are in spiritual world. They are not in spiritual world. We have to, when the Shastra is 100% right, but our understanding sometimes can be confusing. So when you say you will be liberated, or you will not re-enter in mother's womb, that doesn't mean you are in spiritual world. You are in a border, limbo. You have to go further. Otherwise, you will fall down again.
Okay. So one is advised to visit a temple of Vishnu with devotional consciousness. So next.
That's good.
Devotional
consciousness. No, that's good.
Next. So circumambulating the temple of Vishnu. So in Hari Bhakti Sudodaya says that A person who's circumambulating the deity of Vishnu can counteract the circumambulation of repeated birth and death in this material world.
Do you notice so many repetition on the same in a different format, but not talking about entering to Golok Vrindavan or love for Krishna. It's talking about you will not take rebirth, you will not enter to re-enter to your mother's womb, or you will be out of. But it's not giving what we are looking for, but it is halfway. So we should always remember there is a two transformation. First transformation is all the religion in the world focus on the first transformation to get out of this material world. The second transformation, after you get out, what happened to you, they do not discuss, they don't talk about it. And this is the biggest difference between them and us. We Gauriya, our focus is on the second transformation because our perception on the Vishnu is different. Just like Prabhupada said, all that glitters is not gold. I'm sure you heard that this is a common English. All that glitters is not gold. Such saying, which are present in almost every human culture, highlight I would say, vital reality in this world. Form does not always reflect substance. When you look at the deity, that doesn't mean you actually seeing the supreme absolute truth. Is that everybody understand what I'm trying to say? Looking at the deity doesn't mean you understand Krishna's position. What to talk about deity, even seeing Krishna face to face. Did Karna understand? No. Duryodhana, no. We talked about it. Why Prabhupada says understanding is more important than seeing. But people are fascinated about seeing. I want to see God, I want to see God. Prabhupada doesn't give importance of seeing God. He said first important is understanding God. That's why it is not easy, because they have to pay attention, they have to spend time. So, attraction to form can distract us from substance and leave us deluded. When we get attracted, a good-looking person, to be honestly, I'm sure in your life you had experience, we often overlook how that person's character, behavior, attitude. You think Ravana was not handsome looking? Well, I don't know. I don't know if you all know him. But if you look at Kamsa, even painting, he looks very handsome. If he did not know that he is a demon, what would you think if he's walking on the street? Oh, very nice, handsome man. I emphasize in a sense that one commentator of our Acharya gave that Ravana had 100,000 children and 125,000 grandchildren. Do you know how 100,000 children are produced? Not from Mandadari. Mandadari is main wife. She's a very chaste. Her name is in Bhagavatam. One of the 5 ladies you can remember every day, and you will remain chaste. I mean, for a ladies. One was Mandadari's name. Prabhupada put that name in the purport. Mandadari, Kunti, like this. These are very fine. Tara is a Bali's wife. I mean, if what? Mandadari, Ravana's wife, just by saying Ravana's wife's name, I will remain chaste? Yes, because she was so pure. But Ravana had 100,000 children, not from Mandadari. Indrajit Meghnad, or his name is Indrajit, he is oldest son. But most of the children came from the wife that he allured by his singing. I thought many times, if he comes to ISKCON temple and starts singing, what will happen? Ravana was a best singer. He was so good singer that he would allure the women, and that's how he got 100,000 children. But that doesn't mean anything. He's still a demon. Number 1 demon. So my point is, when you look at a person, he is handsome or she is beautiful, you will overlook that person's character, attitude, the inner conception, realization, what they have. So when we look at the deity, sometimes we overlook or we don't even focus about Krishna's characteristics, Krishna's qualities. This is what the substance is. It is not the marble, or just like that famous guy came to temple. I said, they spend a lot of money on the marble. Beautiful temple here. And the devotee says, why? He appreciated. He said, no, he didn't appreciate. He was looking at the marble. This is a deity. We're not talking about marble, what the deity is made of. He got a wrong substance. So we have to give them book, or if we sit with them and explain them. But for the ultimate reality, to really know a person, we need to go beyond the form of a person. Are you agree? Yes, you need to spend time to know about that person. Then you will know, oh my God, he's wonderful or she's wonderful. Or maybe, oh my God, what a horrible person. But he or she could be very beautiful. That doesn't mean so. But for the ultimate reality, Krishna, form and substance are non-different in ultimate reality. If we conceive some substance beyond his form, we gravitate toward an impersonal conception. Do you know Mayavadi worship a form of God? Yes, they do. They also chant Hare Krishna. What will be the difference? They worship Krishna just like you do. We also worship
Not in devotional service.
the inner understanding, realization. They don't look for the substance. They just want to go out. So I think that will be good. If you can all remember, just maybe write it down in your consciousness. In the material domain, when you look at the deity, in material domain, we need to go beyond the form to perceive the substance. In the spiritual domain, the form is the substance and is also the way to the substance. So you may ask, how can we best approach Krishna's form and substance? So this is what I found from the Acharya's commentary. Initially, in the beginning, when we perceive his deity, like right here, Gaunita is there, the form is the way to substance. In the initially, beginning, it helps us, in the form, it helps us visualize, okay, Krishna has a beautiful form, he plays flute, he had a three-banded form, you meditate on this. And remember a lot of pastimes. And you can start worshiping, offering him, bring some fruits. I mean, I see devotee does that. Even outside, they bring some fruits, they bring, on Sunday feast in Alacha, they bring a lot of rice, dal, all kinds of things for the deity. So if he's not a person, is he eating? Why would they even bring? So initially, definitely helps. It definitely helps. And it evolves spiritually. We realize and realize that the form is the substance at the ultimate. As we purify, we'll come to that point. Appreciating Krishna as both form and substance will enable each of us direct our longing for beauty, his love, and joy towards him. And thereby, I would say, finding the greatest fulfillment and the highest enlightenment. We are seeing the form every day, isn't it? Like we should really meditate. Be attracted by Krishna's quality more than the form. Then advance quick, if you can do that. Quality, like what? Do you know what is tolerance? What is tolerance of Krishna?
Do you still care for us, though we are rascals. That they probably don't.
Give a logic. I was in a stool pit, but Krishna never left me alone. He traveled with me. He was not in stool pit. This is another, I won't go that route. But even Krishna went with me wherever I go. He is in the heart of every soul. But he is never in the three modes. He is always in Suddha Sattva. Within this body. This body is a product of eight material elements. This body is material. But within body, the soul and the super soul, they are pure goodness. This is where difficult part comes. How is that both exist? This is inconceivable. So how do you get out of this to purity? By spiritualizing. More you think, more you never eat anything without offering. Somebody was calculating, was it after 6 years, all the cells in the body, 7 years, all the cells in the body change. So if you constantly eat honoring prasadam, after 7 years, you have a prasadam body. I don't know if it's proper to say. Spiritualized body. Yes, if you are thinking of Krishna. But you have to remember that example Rupa Goswami and Prabhupada used that. Iron in contact with fire will act like a fire. But iron can put out of fire back to the iron. This body is a you heard, when was that? We were discussing about compositional and application sense today. The composition, your body composed with material elements. Until your last breath, you have to keep it, with the spiritual substance. Like the iron, as long iron is with the fire, it will act like a fire. If you touch the iron, it will not act like iron. You will get hurt, you will get burned. It will act like a fire. So until our last breath, we have to keep on spiritually practice in order to stay spiritualized. But because compositional sense means what is composed with, what is made of, material elements, if you don't practice, it can go back to material. Does that make sense? It's not difficult to understand, right? Okay. So how do you do this? Application sense. Utilize. So Guru means one who until last breath, thinking of Krishna chanting, means spiritualized. Yes, that person is worshipable. His body is worshipable till his last minute. He may practice 70 years, but last 10 years he gave up. No, that body is not worshipable. Is that clear, everybody? In ISKCON, why we worship Guru's body? Why we worship a person? What's the difference? Because he is in contact with the fire. It's not an iron anymore. He acts like fire. When he's thinking of Krishna, serving Krishna, thinking always to distribute this knowledge, he's spiritualized, literally. He looks like a human form, but he's spiritualized. By coming in contact with him, we get two potencies, prominent, literally. That's why we say we want to be part of, we want to, ask the devotees to give us blessing, or we associate with them. What does that mean? Maharaj, can I have some blessing? Can you give some blessing? What does that mean? Means the potency emanates from our heart to their heart. Is that understood? Okay, let's go, please. Next.
Okay, yeah, so not finished yet. So the conditions, so it says here that one who is accumulating through repeated births and death on account of his material existence, and this can be countered simply by accumulating the days. And it also further say that one who circumambulates the temple of Vishnu at least 4 times, it is understood that he has traveled all over the universe, and also means one who has seen all the holy places where they get his waters from. So by doing this, one can quickly raise to the platform of devotional singing. So I have a question. I don't know why it says that it must be in Chaturmasa. Well, why not other morning? Like, only Chaturmasa is very special. Like one doing this.
Yes, because Chaturmas begin with what? Shayan Arati, Shayan Ekadashi. The Lord goes to rest. And during this month, while he's resting, anything you do to please him, it will multiply. What's that? 1,000 times. Hari Bhakti Vilas says 1,000 times. Shayana Ekadashi, where this Chaturmas began. And it ends with Utthan Ekadashi. He wakes up. Utthan means wake up. So he goes to sleep, wakes up after 4 months. This 4 months, he gave a blessing that anybody follows this, and especially Purushottam month, which is very rare every 3 years. So you get the blessings. Does that make sense? This is a special mercy. Okay.
Yeah, when I remember that there's a as if you're not able to circumvent there around the temple, outside the temple before. I saw it. So next is we're going into Arjuna.
Question. Okay. 4 times.
What?
What is the significance of
Oh, there's 4 months.
Circumambulation.
Generally, we do 3 times, but Hari Bhakti Vilas says do extra. So when you say specifically to the children, they do it. But if you don't say specifically, they will go back to their old style. So it says 4 times is the extra benefit. We literally go around, even watering. Some places it says you do 4. Generally, we do 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I see 1 spoon and they drop 3 times. Do 4 times. Today is the last day?
Yes.
Yes, sir. In Alacho, we are following till 17th. 1 more day. Because it began to 18th. It began on 18th. If you calculate, we don't calculate, Vedic calendar, everything runs 30 days. Vedic calendar, there is no 31, 28. It's all 30 days. All the Vedic calendar. Gregorian calendar, American calendar, February is 28, 29, some year, leap year. January, 7 months is 31 days. These are Western Gregorian calendar because they are lunar based. But Vedic calendar is so lunar based. This is solar based. So lunar calendar, we have a whole year, 360 days period. But here is 365 days. Yes, keep going. Again, you got cut off. That's strange. Why would do that? Okay. You are co-host. Purnachandra Prabhu, why is this? She is a co-host also. Or would you like to share to you? Maybe you can just post. Oh, I see. Hare Krishna, thank you for coming.
So the next slide is Archana. So Archana means that by executing this process, one confirms himself to be not the body but spirit soul. So So by doing this, there's a conversation between Sudama. Sudama is Krishna's best friend, who say that simply by worshipping Krishna, one can easily achieve all the results of heavenly opulence, liberation, supremacy over the planetary systems of the universe. All the opulences of this material world and mystic power of performing the Buddha system. So this is what Sudama said to Krishna. And there's a story about Sudama and Krishna when they were small. You want to share it? You want to open your home?
We have to finish this chapter.
Okay. So he says, so one who do Archana, they can very easily achieve the ever blissful kingdom of God known as Vaikuntha. So next is rendering service to Krishna. So how? So it says that in Vishnu Sahasrara that any person who can arrange for service to the Lord in the same way that a king is given service by his attendant is surely elevated to the abode of Krishna. So it says So it says that the deity is worshipped exactly like a king. You worship the deity just like what you said earlier, like a person, and you should respect him like a king. So if a person stays in the Lord's temple, even for a moment, he can surely achieve the transcendental kingdom of God. If you go to temple, you can see people sit for a moment. That is very good. And if we offer the opportunity of dancing before the Lord, or chanting his holy name, or hearing the holy name of Krishna, so like this, one can elevate himself to the kingdom of God. So simply by visiting temples, you will be able to attain the highest benediction. No need to mention that devotees will constantly engage in the service of Krishna. So this is kind of long. So this is also further say that one don't have to pray to demigods, because demigods themselves are conditioned. So a conditioned soul cannot deliver another conditioned soul. So only Krishna, or his bona fide representative, can deliver him. So like example, the Ganges water which are flowing down from the toe of Lord Vishnu falls upon the earthly planet and other planets, and thereby delivers all the conditioned sinful living entities. So what need to speak about the deliverance of person who are always engaged in the service of God? So there's an example of Maharaj Prithu. He says a person who is engaged in the worship of deity can minimize his stock of sinful reaction coming from many previous births. So we should never stop rendering our service to Krishna. Next is singing. So in this picture, this is in a Houston temple, and there's so many devotees from Dallas also in the picture. Okay, singing. Singing actually in Linga Purana says that glorifying and singing about the Lord, constantly engaged in singing, one is surely elevated to the same planet as the Supreme Lord. And Lord Krishna says he appreciates this singing even more than the prayers offered by Lord Shiva. If you read in Bhagavatam, you can see Lord Shiva and Brahma, they offer so many prayers to Krishna. But one who can sing for Krishna, he appreciates more than demigod offer prayers to. So why not sing for him during Aarti? Next, Sankirtana. So Sankirtana means loudly chant. And it is also mean that congregational chanting. You can see in the photo, there's a group of devotees, men and women, all, with carrying all their instruments, and they chant loudly, street by street. So in Vishnu Dharma, it says that one who chants this holy name immediately gets rid of the resultant action of sinful activities from many births. Okay? So in Chaitanya Charitamrita also says a person who chants the holy name of Krishna one who chants the holy name of Krishna can counteract the resultant action of more sinful activities than he is able to perform. So one who can just even say a word of Krishna, is also benefited. So at here, Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, offered his prayers to Lord Narasimha. He said, "My dear Lord Narasimha, if I can be elevated to the position of your servant, then it will be possible for me to hear your activities. Simply by hearing, them, one can counteract all the sinful activities. So why not we read Bhagavad Gita, we listen to Bhagavatams. So all this you can hear the Krishna pastime, this activity. So we will be get up from this contamination of material attention. Next. Next is japa. Japa means chanting a mantra like softly, like we sing individually, also can sit in a group. You chant softly and slowly is called japa. And chanting the same mantra loudly, that means sankirtana. Kirtana. So the Maha Mantra can be used for japa and kirtana also remains here. So it says japa is practice, it is for the personal benefit of the chanter. So any person who chant the holy name either softly or loudly, the paths of liberation and even heavenly happiness are at once open. So and here, japa is so important. I read about a story about a Mataji recently. She get up from the moment of death. She had been practicing chanting for more than 30 years. She actually teach Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti. And she actually inspires so many people to chant attentive, chant, But when she received the moment of death, she can't even remember the holy name. She can't even remember the holy name. She said that all her system shuts down. She can't even remember even a single word. And then by the mercy of devotees at back home, they pray for her. And then suddenly, the doctors or some devotee visit her and say, chant Hare Krishna. Then only she remember, oh yeah, Hare Krishna Mantra, I forgot. But still, it's difficult for her to chant. She said, all the system just shut down. She can't even focus to chant. She said, because of devotee mercy, Krishna gave her second chance. I read that story. It's so, I was crying when I read that. She said that she had been inspiring so many people to chant, but she herself didn't pay attention when she chanted. She was looking at her laptop and she chanted, she talking to people and she chanted, she said that for 50 years. So after that, I read the story and when I chant, I want to look at people when I chant, not look at my phone when I chant. Please or listen to Kirtan and chant. How you want to connect to Krishna when you listen to chant?
What's her name?
I forgot. I just tried to look it up, but my internet is kind of slow.
There must be some little more truth on that.
What?
In order to think, okay, we'll talk at the end because I'm just thinking not to go divert. Because at the moment of death, the chapter 8 explains, so whole chapter 8 has a 7 essential principles, the whole chapter. What happened at the moment of death? And you have to remember 4 things at the moment of death. Maybe I'll talk after we finish it. Is that okay? Because we want to finish. No. Because it's already 12 o'clock. Keep going. We have to finish. You are halfway? Not yet.
Oh, halfway already.
Okay, you better go on.
So so for people who can chant alone, they can always do in a group japa. Group japa is really hard. Next, submitting an appeal to the Lord. How? So here, It says that there's 3 ways devotee can offer their appeal to Krishna. So this one you should be very open. How to pray to Krishna attentively, how to submit. So here it says, first thing is Sampratana. Did I pronounce it right? You want to pronounce
Yeah.
it for me?
No, you're good.
Sampratana. So Sampratana means very feelingly offering prayers.
You break down into 3. Sam means completely. Sammak bhave. Sammak rupena. Sammak means completely. Then you put it prarthana. Prarthana means prayer. And atmika means self. Submitting myself in a form of prayers completely to the Lord. Sam prarthana atmika.
Sampartanamika.
Yeah.
So Sampartanamika means very feelingly offering prayers to Krishna. So how I'll say in a short while. Second is Dainya Bodhika, means humbly submitting oneself. Humbly submitting oneself. How?
You can say also Danya Bodhika means you are aware your identity. Always submit yourself as a servant of the servant. That's all it meant. Humble servant.
So the third is Lala Samai. Lala Samai is desiring some perfectionist stage. Okay. So so first I want to start with Sampartanamika. Sampartanamika is very feelingly offering praise. So how in Padma Purana give this example, a devotee submitting an appeal to the Lord by feelingly praying to him. How? He said, my Lord, I know that young girls have natural affection for young boys, and that young boys have natural affection for young girls. I'm praying at your lotus feet that my mind may become attracted unto you in the same spontaneous way. So this is how we submit the praise to Krishna. And the devotee is praying that he may develop a similar spontaneous attachment for Krishna, not for the material young boy role. You know, you better it's better to forward this attachment towards Krishna. So he may so free from any desire for profit and without any cause. So this is actually a natural attraction for the Lord. It's in the perfectional stage of self-realization. So next, Danya Bodhika means humbly submitting oneself, like what you say, like servant. So in Padma Purana says, in the devotee, how he
What is servant? No opposition to the command of my master. You really like, he knows what I need, I just surrender. I don't have any separate idea or separate way of dealing with my life. Anyway, I don't want to go off. Okay, keep going.
So here, example of submitting oneself in humbleness. This is how we can offer prayers. See which one suits you. My dear Lord, there is no sinful living entity who is more of a sinner than myself, nor is there a greater offender than myself. I'm so greatly thankful and offensive that when I come to confess my sinful activity for you, I'm ashamed. So this is the natural position of the Caesar. This is how we should be admitted and confessed before the Lord. So as soon as this is done, the Lord will excuse the sincere devotee, sincere and humble. But that does not mean that one should take advantage of the Lord's causeless mercy and expect to be excused over and over again. Because he commits the same sinful activity just like the elephant bathing like that. One praise chitta and then again we do again. That's not a right thing for do it again. You already seek for apology and then you do it again. That's not nice. Because such a mentality is only for shameless people. Only for shameless person. So if a person is not ashamed of his sinful activities and continue to commit the same sinful activity with the knowledge that the Lord will excuse him, that is the most nonsensical position. So keep this in mind. If you really sincerely think you don't want to do this mistake again, seek for apology, then don't do it. So the third is Lala Samadhi. What is Lala Samadhi? This is so nice. Lala Samadhi means desiring some perfectionist stage. And this desiring for some perfectionist stage in spiritual life is not sense gratification. This means that the person at his original position, he wants to be reinstated in this position like a friend, servant, parents, and conjugal lover for Krishna. And that is called Lalasa. Lalasa. Very eagerly desiring to go to one's natural position. And once submit this, Lala Samaya appear in the stage of perfect liberation. And this is also called Swarupa Siddhi. When the living entity understands his original relationship with God. Example of this. So in Narada Pancharatras give this example by submitting an appeal, by expressing the desire for perfection. How the devotee says, "My dear Lord, when shall that day come when you will give me to fan your body, and according to your pleasure, you will say, you just fan me in this way." So actually, this means that he is desiring to become the personal associate of the Supreme Lord. And he's desiring to become a servant and desire to fan the Lord's body. And he wished that the Supreme Lord would be pleased to give him the right direction as to how to fan, how to fan to make the Lord happy and satisfied. This is how we should think when we fan him. This appeal with transcendental, this appeal is a transcendental desire. Bala Samaya Bhakti is the highest perfectionist stage of spiritual realization. Like I remember when I cook or anything, you should have this proper intention. If I cook, this is what Krishna like. This is how radish. Like this kind of intention what devotee should have. And another example is submitting an appeal with transcendental desire. How a devotee says, "My dear Lord, oh Lord, this I want. When will that day come when on the bank of the Yamuna I shall become just like a madman and continue to chant your holy name while incessant tears flow from my eyes?" This is another perfectionist stage. So one should feelingly pray and become eager to render his particular type of service to Krishna. This is the teaching of all great devotees, especially in St. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in other words, it also says here that one should learn how to cry for Krishna, how to cry, cry helplessly, cry. And one should be very eager and actually cry to become engaged in some particular type of service. This is called Layam. Layam is also mean greed, right? But here it also means eager. And such tears are the price for the highest perfection. If one develops this greed, this layam, this eagerness or excessive eagerness for meeting and serving the Lord in a particular way, that is the price to enter into the kingdom of God. You have this eager, Krishna, I want to serve you. You have this eager, please show me how to fan you properly. You have this desire, this eagerness, definitely this is the price to enter into the kingdom. Otherwise, there's no material calculation for the value of the ticket by which no one can enter the kingdom. The only price for such entrance in this Lala Samaya Layam means desire. The only entrance is desire and great eagerness. If you have this desire and great eagerness to serve Krishna, then definitely you will go back to God. Everything you want to do, you should have the desire and eagerness to do. Even in material life also, when we want to do something, always hanker for something, but definitely we suffer later. But for Krishna conscious, it's not the same. And we put our eagerness and desire in that. So
I wanted to introduce Dr. Patel,
Hare Krishna.
Dr. Patel, their mother. Yeah, they come here frequently and they help their house also.
Very nice. Wonderful. We have one Dr. Petal also here.
We are having 6.
Thank you for coming. They get little prasadam or something. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, continue.
So yeah, this come to an end. We need to have strong desire and great eagerness to serve Krishna. So this is the only price to enter to go back to Godhead. So any questions?
Maybe you can add 18 Brahma Samhita 58 verse. We encourage devotee to progress faster way. We want to encourage them to experience this, what we are, okay. But question is, there has to be caution. It should not be artificial greed. That's why that verse says, Prabuddhe Gyanam Bhaktebham. Prabuddhe Gyanam Bhaktebham. Atmani Ananda Chinmayi. Udeti Anuttama Bhakti. Udeti Anuttama Bhakti Bhagavat Prema Lakshana. The symptom of love of Godhead, that awakening in your heart, how do you know? If you have these two symptoms that you want to serve Him. Otherwise, you will feel like we do criticize about people who are artificially trying to push themselves to be a gopi. Or we do criticize. Why? You never heard? We just talk about Nityananda Bhangsha, all this.
These are sahajiyas. Yes.
Yeah, but we are discussing. They also will say, no, I want Krishna Prem, I have a greed. So you have a one group, they want it. Now you said we should really desire for this, greed for that. That verse, you have 1858. What it says, Prabuddha Jnanam Bhaktebham, that whenever you experience some excitement, you know, you get, how do you say, anytime you excite some experience, spiritual experience, whether it's a greed or you some feeling or some emotion, make sure it follows with these two things. If you have it, you can read.
No, I don't think that.
I have it.
Brahma Samhita.
58?
Yes. Prabuddhe Jnanam Bhaktebham. Is that the verse?
Yes.
Yeah.
The translation?
Atmani Bhagavat Atmani Ananda Chinmayi. Udite Anuttama Bhakti.
Bhagavat Prema Lakshana.
Bhagavat Prema.
When a pure spiritual experience is excited by means of cognition and service.
Cognition. Sambandha Gyan.
And service with bhakti, super excellent unalloyed devotion characterized by love for God is awakened to its Krishna, the beloved of all souls.
So when we are awakening our love for Krishna, these two symptoms has to follow with our experience. Otherwise, what happened? They really imitating Gopi Bhav, and you may say, well, they have a greed, Prabhu, can't you just be nice to them? They have a greed. And then one man dress as a Gopi, then Gopi dress as a Gopi, then new baby Gopi is born. This is not what that verse says. Verse says it will excite that experience that you want to serve him more. And you are fully aware, cognition and what? Two things. Cognition has to be there, and service. It has to follow the service. Cognition means you are fully aware. Sambandha Gyan. I mean, this happened in Radha Kund. They said the man dresses as a gopi, and the gopi, oh, they have a greed. Probably they have genuine greed. But what is the result? New gopi is born. Is that experience aligned with this verse? No. But definitely, I'm not discouraging. We should have greed develop. We have to be cautious also. There's a famous verse, that's why. Adhikara nalabha siddha deha bhave viparjaya buddhi janme saktira bhave. Adhikar nalabha. If you don't have a eligibility and you are pretending, you're not telling others that you're pretending, but you are thinking, I am Lalita Sakhi's assistant. Maybe I'm Radharani's intimate gopi. Whatever it is you're thinking. Then what happened? Viparjaya buddhi janme. Janme means birth. Viparjaya, you know the word viparjaya? How to fall down. That intelligence will come with you and you go down instead of going up. Because they are very risky. That stage is very risky. We have to be really cautious. Once you are out of that, you are out of Maya. I mean, why she would let you just get up? Hare Krishna Prabhu, could you please repeat the two? What? I'm listening. So, why I'm being little cautious? Because to come to that point, to have that strong greed is not easy. Even it takes some time, few life. It's possible. In few days you can get. Possible. Everything is possible. Your intensity and purity. But we have to be cautious that there has to be symptom that it is genuine. Otherwise, our emotion will hit. Mental emotion and spiritual experience are not same thing. So then we may misidentify, and then we will think like, yeah, I'm getting love. You know, like Saint Francisco, such a wonderful saint. I love his life. He was lying down at the deathbed. He has a big temple, church in Italy. You know Ganesham Prabhu? His Italian body in Alachua. Well, no, you're not from Alachua. You know Ganesham? Yeah, he's Italian, comes from there. So he used to go there. And now he's a devotee, but he used to go there. And it was very interesting, Saint Francisco life. So then these people who actually could not tolerate his fame. Saint Francisco was famous already of healing others. People suffering, he would heal. He would really pray and they would get better and everything. So he was very popular. So when he's dying, now all these people who hated him or envied him, they said, ha ha ha. Now you're dying. Where's your God helping you? You help everybody. So finally others say, please say something, otherwise they will this mocking, like it's not. So he came out and he spoke. My dear friends, he did not say you are envy or envy. My dear friend, I was never a healer. Absolutely, I was never a healer. It is he heals. The Lord heals. He used me. I was instrument of act. Just like Arjuna. I was his instrument. He healed whoever he wanted. Now he wants me to go back and I'm going back. There's nothing to worry or concern. This is real sadhu. Means his understanding is good. You follow? If he did not say it, there would be a doubt like, oh my God, something is not right. But then he spoke out and he gave a perfect example, just like Bhagavad Gita. He said exact word, 1133, you look at that verse. Krishna says, Nimitta matra bhava sabbha. And he said, I'm just an instrument. Even though he's a Christian saint, but it was very nice speech he gave. He said, I was never a healer. I was an instrument, vessel that the Lord was using me. So now he wants me to go back and I'm going back. Why do I have to be coming back and healing is not required. So he was fixed. Cognition. What did we say? Cognition and service. He was fully aware what is going on in his life and how it is. He never took the credit. I am the healer. I'm the best guy. No. This is required. Is that okay, mother? This is required. Greed should be aligned with our principle of devotion. Should not be like one day I want to wake up and everybody think I'm pure. This is not greed. It is some material motivation. Okay.
Yeah, but we also, there's a Greek card called students. There also they say that, I stitch the wound, God heal.
It's a fact. It's a fact. Arugya. Okay.
So,
Also, in these three pairs, we should have a consequence. We should not go to the last one first. First is just you submit yourself. Yeah. Some prarthana atmika. Always you submit, my Lord, please help me to come. This is good. I want to dance. I want to roll on a Vrindavan. These are like a very little immature prayers. We should pray, but gradually when you come to that stage.
so
We
you should
pray,
come
we
with
should glorify the God.
Correct, correct. We should always glorify God, identify our servitorship. These are beginning, samparthatmika. It's good. Go step by step. Don't jump on the last. Even though greed, everybody wants to, yeah, I want to have that greed to be a gopi. No, no, no. Just act like a servant.
So first is Lala Samayi, then second is Danya.
First is not lalosamai. No greed first. First is who Krishna is, some prarthana atmika. Yeah, who Krishna is, who am I, how is our relationship, I'm in material world. Kobe hobe bolo sedino amar, that song everybody sing, that's lalosamai. First is, I am a cheater. In this world, how many people will say that? Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Amara jivana sada paperato, nahi ko punnera less. This is some prarthana. That I am fallen soul, my Lord. I have a crooked mentality. Please purify me. Does that make sense, everybody? Acharyas are giving, but we also have to relate why they are giving that way. But if you say, I want to roll on the ground in Radhakun and do bhajan as a gopi, we're not against it, but not yet.
If one the desire to see that one, let's say one's eager desire to visit the place.
That's good.
Tell me they want to,
Don't go to pilgrimage.
they want to
No.
save money.
No, go with a person who knows the holiness. Srila Prabhupada gave his own example, a great example. He said, I'm paraphrasing, Prabhupada says, so I came to visit my Gurudev in Vrindavan, 1933 or 34, 33. Then they made the announcement that tomorrow morning we are going to go Sheshai Vishnu's temple. Anybody heard that? I'm sure you heard that story. Prabhupada narrated this. And then he says, so we are going to leave here early morning and we'll go whole parikrama, pilgrimage. And then he says, but Guru Maharaj also going to give his talk. So then Prabhupada said himself, what am I going to see in pilgrimage? I want to hear what he has to say. And Prabhupada became a little emotional when he said, I did not understand everything my Guru Maharaj was saying, but I had an eagerness to hear. Perhaps that eagerness turn or transform into now people are eager to hear from me. This is very important. That we have to, pilgrimage is good, I'm not saying it, but don't go to pilgrimage without a guide who understands this spirituality very thoroughly. You need a good guide in life, mentor, who can guide you in Vrindavan and Mayapur when you go there. If you go on your own, you will see in your own perspective. You could do this through the Zoom too. I mean, what will be the difference? Maybe the air will be cooler or water or something. Does that make sense? Narottam Das Thakur sing a song that going to pilgrim is just a wasting time. What's that famous verse? Soeva Gokhara. The last line. What's the first line? Oh, Krishna. Krishna, 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 please. I'm begging you, please, please, please. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. You can put on the database, Soeva Gokhara. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hey, Prabhupada. Tridhatu. Jashatma Buddhi Tridhatu. Kanabe, yes. Jashatma Buddhi. Jashatma Buddhi Tridhatu. Sadhi Kalatradishu Rishi Homa Ijjadi. Satitha Salile Nakar Hichit. Janeshu Abhiggeshu Soeva Gokhara. Thank you, Krishna. Krishna is testing. Hey, you think you can figure it out? It is me. I really want to say to Krishna one day, my Lord, you really are the supreme controller. We love you the way you are. Jashatma Buddhi. So, you know, in that verse, it's talk about the pilgrims. Tirtha Buddhi Solyena Karechit. You can look at that verse, and Prabhupada quote that verse a lot. So we are not after pilgrims, we are pilgrims under guidance. That you should always forefront. You can say, I'm going with this Prabhu or this Mataji who knows about spiritual pilgrims. They are going to give us illumination. A good example, I tell you, in 1984, 85, I was a little boy, young teenager boy, and I went to Vrindavan, and we went to Bishram Ghat. I'll never forget that. Then when I was hearing this Narottam Das Thakur song, that pilgrim just a walk, useless time, because did not take shelter of sadhu in the holy places. So I was thinking, like, what does that mean? Why it is not benefited? Because in Bishram Ghat, we went there, 4 of us from Mayapur, and we pay obeisance. They said, this is the temple, this is the place where Krishna rested. Oh, wow, good. That's nice. But then later on, we met one devotee who lives there, you know, with Dinabandhu Prabhu and others. So nice. Then they explained, you know, Krishna left Vrindavan and then he went to Mathura. And then after killing Kubala Pida and everything, then finally when next day he entered into this wrestling arena, then finally he killed Kamsa. This is the biggest demon he killed, Krishna. Krishna in this lila, biggest demon he killed was Kamsa. But you know what was missing? Every day he would kill at least 2 or 3 before lunch, according to Prabhupada. 10th canto, 13th chapter. Prabhupada writes in the purport. Before lunch, every day Krishna would kill 2 or 3 demons. I was like, wow, 11.5 years, time this many days. And you calculate, my God, thousands of demons he killed, but only few are named. I also got the answer that Sukdev Goswami felt all the demons, we may not relate, but we can relate something will purify us. So he only mentioned those. Now it's very interestingly, he says, so then Krishna, every day he would kill demon. You know what would happen? In America, you saw the cheer party. Every game, every soccer game, there's a cheerleader. The girls, they give such inspiration to the boys to play. cheer party. In Vrindavan, they have the origin cheer party, Radharani and the gopis. Every day Krishna killed demon and they make a big party about it and they make a song. This is what the Kathod Gitam, Punati Bhuvanatrayam. They make a song, literally they make a song every day and they sing whole day in Vrindavan. Today Krishna killed this demon, how did he kill? And they rhyme it, very nice. So Krishna now killed the biggest demon, Kamsa. What happened the cheer party? Nobody's there. The gopis didn't come. They were crying, crying, crying. You remember the painting? So many painting on Google's even. When Krishna is leaving Vrindavan, how gopis are stopping, they are falling, in front of chariot. You cannot go, you have to go on our dead body, not on living. Such a emotional, Akruras. Anyway, Oho Bidata Tabana Kachidya, those verses I still think sometimes. It's very emotional. But point is that Krishna killed Kamsa, but no cheer party. And he started crying. He's missing gopis so much. So much. All of a sudden, Balaram understood. So Krishna just walked out from the wrestling arena. And Balaram said, everybody remain seated. Do not move. There was a big commotion. I hope you all understand. The king, the most powerful king, just got killed. His party, they're like, what do we do? Should we run away? Is Krishna going to kill all of us? Like a very indecisive, very emotional, like tormented. And here is Nanda Maharaj and Brajavashis. And Krishna was not aware of, he was aware, but he was not focusing on it. What he was focusing, he didn't have a cheer party, gopis. He really felt emotional, traumatized. Balaram said, everybody remains seated. My brother has a lot of dirt, wrestling and killing the Kubala Pido. He has to wash his face. So Krishna went straight to the Jamuna, walked from Kamsa wrestling arena to Jamuna. You know why? Because in Mathura, nobody ever heard God cries. Logan, did you ever hear God cries? Did you ever hear? No.
I got out of that.
No, that's from Bhagavatam. I'm talking about in the world, majority people never heard that God also cries. God has emotion. In Mathura, they did not know. So what did Krishna do? He went straight to the Jamuna. How long it takes to wash a face, you think, with Jamuna water? Few minutes. Everybody agrees? Did Krishna do wrong for washing just flushing water for hours and hours and hours? Because he doesn't want anybody to see that he's crying, but he can't stop it. He didn't put chili powder. Don't think like that. He literally had a deep emotional feeling for the gopis, first time. And the gopis on the other side in Vrindavan, they are also crying on the Jamuna. They don't want to cross. They love Vrindavan. They want Krishna to be here. But they are also crying. And Krishna's crying. You'll see the Mathura water goes to Vrindavan like this. It was merging into there. And as soon they fell like so peaceful. Krishna's tears and their tears merged. You know where you find that pastimes? In that Vishramghat. But without the guide, nobody ever tells. Till today, nobody tells. Only the guide tells you why it is so special. Every little spot is a beautiful pastime. I went maybe 10 years back. I get scared because I got stuck like a whole day taking tours. I said, I need like a break little. Because I was, for many years, I was fascinated about it. So Vrindavan, you have to go with the guidance, not just holy places. Does that make sense? Okay. I stop now. You have to go finish it.
Rasamrita Sindhu Nectar,
Pulaka Sarira. Yeah, these are all nice. We are not against it. These are all good. But we also have to examine where we are. Okay.
So next is the first group question for number 6 and 7. So please correct me if there's any mistake. We have been desiring some perfectional stage. That's my desiring. Wait, so the same thing should be wrong.
You thought it would be different line? Greed.
Greed, yeah. Greed. And Lala Samani desiring something.
The Moi, the word, like Radharani's name is Krishna Moi, who is always wrapped up with Krishna, desiring, always like. So desiring some perfectional stage, yes, that's Lalashami. Lolam is not desiring. It's like a develop, the greed to be perfect. Jai Sisi Gaurnitai Bhagavan ki jai. Did you find the meaning? Lolam? You have the book?
Eagerness.
Says excessive eagerness
Yes.
and serving the Lord in particular.
Yes, that is Lolam. You are very specific. Laloshamai is like a constant accompanying with you. So you have to change that.
So Lala Samai is desiring something.
Before you send it to everybody. Okay.
So number 6 is 3 kinds of prayers. 3 kinds of prayers of submission. Is Sampratana, Dodika, and Damas. And number 7, the price for entrance to the kingdom.
This is correct. You see this Lalosamai, it says, appealing in the stage of perfectional, when you are perfection, when you are liberated. But before, Daina Bodhika, it's very good. Identity. Okay, keep going. Third.
Okay, next is...
Wait, third question was, what was the previous test?
No, third question.
What is the price for entrance to the kingdom of God?
It's excessive goodness for me and serving the Lord.
Good. Good.
Another one is the price of such a
Yeah. Yeah.
Next point is reciting notable prayers. So here, Bhagavad Gita, because like Bhagavad Gita, it has a lot of authorized prayers. Like in 11th chapter, Arjuna prays to Krishna universal form, see in the picture. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, there's hundreds of prayers to the Lord as well. So a devotee, he can select some of these prayers for his recitation. So in Skanda Purana says that devotee whose tongue are decorated always with prayers to Lord Krishna are always given respect even by the great saintly person and sages. Such devotee are actually worshipable by them. So if you do this, recite the prayers from Bhagavad Gita, then God will offer praise to you. It says here also, devotee who is always engaged in offering praise to the Lord is worshipable even by the demigods themselves. So even Narasimha Purana says, anyone who comes before the deity and begins to chant different prayers is immediately relieved from all the reaction of sinful activities and become eligible without any doubt to enter to the fighting family. So if you want to know the prayers, you can know. Next, drinking Charanamrita. So Charanamrita, it has a tremendous spiritual value. Why? Because Charanamrita is obtained in the morning while the Lord is being washed before dressing. So it's scented with perfumes and flowers and waters, which come from his lotus feet that is collected and mixed with. There's some temple you just water and rose water and tulsi in it. Some temple they mix it yogurt, honey, and all. So in Padma Purana says that even a person who has never been able to give in charity, who has never been able to perform great sacrifices, never been able to study the Vedas, and who has never been able to worship the Lord, even one who has never done any pious activities, but then he will become eligible to enter into the kingdom. Or just simply drink the Charanamrita, which is kept in the temple. You know, do we have Charanamrita?
Once a week you do it.
So yeah, so I remember when I was at Philly Temple, there's a pot, they will leave it at the side, and it's this big, with full of Charanamrita, and it tastes so good. Just water to the sea and center with rose water, and I'll pour half of it into my water bottle and mix with other water, and I just want to drink that every day. I don't want to drink just like normal water. It just tastes so good. And every time you drink it, you taste Krishna.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Good.
close book question number 5. What is the result of drinking Charanamrita? Is one will become eligible to enter into the kingdom of God if he simply drinks the Charan. This is the result. So in this picture you can see it says in Kali Yuga drinking lots Charanamrita.
You didn't answer. Oh, you answered.
Yes. So in the picture you can see is Sri Hari Bhakti Vilasa says in Kali Yuga, drinking large Charanamrita is the best atonement for all kinds of sinful activities. So just by drinking Charanamrita, one's body becomes pure. Next, partaking of prasadam. That is so much because prasadam changed my tongue. So here in Padma Purana says a person who honors the prasadam and regularly eats it, but not in front of the deity, okay? One who regularly eats prasadam along with Charanamrita, he will immediately achieve the result of pious activities which are obtained through 10,000 performance of pious, 10,000 performance of sacrificial acts. So I can give example is that even though I'm used to be vegetarian, but I sometimes will eat this vegan patty. You know, they call it Impossible Burger, Impossible and vegan stuff, but it still has onion and garlic in it, and it has the smell like they try to make artificial. So I like to eat that. But once I lived in Houston temple and only eat prasadam breakfast, lunch, dinner, only prasadam. And then when I go back to Dallas, my tongue is like ask me, hey, try, see if you still like it. And I actually hate it. I threw up and I went and brushed my teeth and opened my fridge, threw away 20, 30 packs of vegan meal. And I don't want this anymore. I just want to make my own patty, and serve Krishna because my tongue changed. I can't take anything that is not Krishna. That changed so much. Next. Smelling the incense and flowers offered to the deity. So here, it says that in Hari Bhakti Sudodaya says that when the devotee smells the good fragrance of the incense which is offered to the deity, they become cured of the poisonous effect of the material contamination, as much as one becomes cured of the snake bite by smelling the prescribed medicinal herbs. So it also further say a lot of things like say when you want to visit a temple, make sure you bring something. Don't go empty-handed. Make sure you go with bring some fruit, flower, incense, or rice bag, or what you can give to the Lord. Not just every time take free from God. We should give and take. We should give and take. So when we go to the temple and we give something, at the same time we can smell the incense and the flower fragrance in front of the deity. So this is how we get benefited. So in Tantra Sastra says that if the smells of the garland which was offered to the deity in the temple room enters into a person's nostrils, immediately his bondage to sinful activities becomes clear. So and here there's it's also mentioned that even impersonalists, even Mayavadi impersonalists, who, Mayavadi impersonalists who smell the smelling of incense and flower offered to Krishna, they will become pure devotees. So the example here is the four Kumaras. The four Kumaras, after smelling the remnants of flower and incense at the temple, they turn to become pure devotees. It says here.
How?
By smelling the fragrance of the flowers that offered to the deity, the four Kumaras.
Little more.
The Tulsi.
No, I know this. By the experience, taste. They are in Brahmananda. That's why Lord spoke to them after that. Said, why you are disturbed? You are already fixed in Ananda. Because they are experiencing ecstasy, which they never experienced before, and which is higher in their estimation than Brahmananda. So that's how they proved it, that even impersonalists are attracted to bhakti. Okay, that's good. Yes, Tasya Ravinda Nayana. Yes.
So yeah, in the picture you can see there's four Kumaras. After they smell the incense and flowers offered to the deity, they just become in ecstasy. They started to touch the Lord, see His beauty. He smells so good. The four Kumara just lost their own senses. They just into Krishna. So here in Agastya Samhita say that just to purify the impurities of our nostrils, we should try to smell the remnants of flower offered to Krishna. I have a question here. You know that after COVID, many people try not to smell the flower. They just from far, they just like that. They say that because everyone smell it, and some people have flu, they smell it and then they put it in their nose, like that. So they said don't smell the flower. Some people smell the flower just from the far, say thank you like that. But I don't know if this makes sense. Can you please help?
Hopefully you don't get COVID anymore. So don't worry.
It's increasing now.
I was involved with Bhakti Charu Maharaj's body. We bathed him, did everything. I never got positive. Or I should not say in recording form. But our temple president was not happy. He said, why you are going? So I remember I was very clear what I was doing. So I said, if you felt your life is being saved by someone, will you not go for his or her needs? What are you talking, Pran? I said, this man has saved my life in spiritual. Today I'm here because he has mentored me so many years. How can you say not to go? Well, you are such a vital in Alachua, that's why I'm saying. I said, to you, but to me, he is more important than staying in Alachua. I was very clear cut. Because Radhanath Maharaj was talking to me over the phone before that. So it was very nice. Then I came back. Then after 3 days, she said, can you just check it so you can come back? You have to take care of that. So I tested. I never got positive. I never had a positive. I don't know why. So anyway, I don't want to talk about COVID because we have a lot of memories. It's all good. It's all good. Krishna is good. God is good. Even in America, they say. He only does good. Keep going.
Yeah, the close book question number 3 are answers for Kumaras. Yeah, the impersonalists and not it's not the remnants. Flower. Next. Touching the.
Oh, you already answered?
Yes.
Okay, good.
See at the bottom.
Good.
Touching the deity. So touching the deity here says only one who is initiated in Vishnu Dharmottara says that only one who is initiated as a Vaishnava and is executing devotional service in Krishna conscious has the right to touch the body of the
Yes.
not any random people in the story. So here it says what is that? He said anyone is purified can enter the temple, and only one who is properly initiated, who is properly following the rules and regulation, can enter the temple and touch the deity. The one who touched the deity's body, immediately delivered from the contamination of material sin, and all his desire become fulfilled. So anyone who haven't get initiated should get initiation. So we can also have the service to bless the baby and so we can to do.
Wow, she's promoting that. It's very good.
Okay, next, seeing the deity. Seeing the deity in Varaha Purana said, I really like this, like there's always reference Varaha Purana.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
not just like this simply quoted.
Correct.
It's all based on something. So Varaha Purana said, praising the seeing of the deity here. So a devotee says in Varaha Purana says that, my dear Vasundhara, any person who goes to Vrindavan and sees the deity of Govinda Dev is free from the courthouse of Yamaraj and is allowed to enter into the highest planetary system in which reside the demigods. So in this picture this is in Vrindavan. This is Radha Govinda temple. It's a Radha Govinda temple, right? Yes, and then the deity. This temple is like very ancient temple. It's like more than 500. Right?
No.
No more.
500.
When I do this,
500. 500.
500 is fine. So,
yeah. 500 plus minus.
So this is also further mentioned that anyone who goes to Vrindavan out of inquisitiveness and by chance sees this temple, he sees this temple, Govinda Dev temple, even he is not eligible to go to spiritual kingdom, he is still assured the promotion is guaranteed to the highest planetary system. So this means that simply by visiting the deity of Govinda and Vrindavan, one becomes highly elevated in highest. I remember my first time when I visited this temple, it's like 11 years back, and I was new in the movement, and I just followed the temple president and other devotees, and I was like always like shocked. Every temple I go, I just shout like, "What? This is how Krishna look? This is how they decorate Krishna. This is how he dress." Because in our temple, he dress differently. But the old temples, the old deity, they dress very different. The way he
good experience.
Of doing their success. Next, we are almost come to an end. Actually, this is ending. Huh?
My spectacles were stolen by the going people. They steal you so many times.
He has a difference memory.
Yeah, it took it away, then you have to get somebody.
Yes. There's monkey in the temple.
That happened to
In
you.
the temple.
Yes, this monkey. Broken.
They're devotee.
Monkey
Everywhere.
everywhere in the temple too.
And you need to let your sunrise from.
Let me finish this last one. Observing Arati and celebration of the Lord. So here you can see the picture that is Nrsimha Chaturthi or you say Nrsimha Dev in Mayapur worshiping.
Yes.
And the second picture is Julan Yatra. So Julan Yatra is a town where Radha and Krishna sit on a swing and we go and swing with them. So in Skanda Purana says that one who follow this, the result of seeing the Arti. So if someone sees the face of the Lord while Arti is going, he can be released from all sinful reaction coming from many thousands and millions of years past. He is even excused from the killing of a brahmana or similar prohibited activities. So there's a different ceremony, like I mentioned, it is Janmashtami, Ram Navami, some Vaishnava things or ceremony like Yatra and the pictures, So if we can attend this festival and see the Lord, observe the Lord and the celebration is very good. Bhavisha Purana said, in such a ceremony, if even a dog eater simply out of curiosity sees the Lord on the cart, he becomes counted as one of the associate of Vishnu. And Agni Purana said, any person who is in planet sees the worship of the deity in the temple will obtain the result of Kriya Yoga. So Kriya Yoga means a system of practice, much like practical devotional service, but it is especially meant for the mystic yoga. But by graduate process, the mystic yogi are eventually elevated to devotional service of the Lord. So anyone who observes this festival, they will become elevated. So question number 8 and 9, what is the result of seeing the face of the Lord while arti is going on? Can be released of all kind of sinful reaction coming from earth. He is even excused from killing a brahmana or similar point. So what Agni Purana said about Kriya Yoga is any person who see in planet see the worship of the Lord will obtain the result of Kriya Yoga. So yeah, so this is the last one. So anyone who don't blaspheme the devotees and have tilak and tulasi paint on their body, accepting flower garlands, dancing before Krishna, bowing down in honor of the deity, standing up and receive the Lord, following the deity, going to the temple of Krishna and pilgrimage places, the guidance of the circumambulating the temple of Krishna, Archana, rendering service to Krishna, sing for Krishna, Sankirtana, Japa, submitting and appeal to Krishna, and reciting prayers for Krishna, breaking Charanamrita, eat his random food, taposa, prashadam, smelling the incense and flower of the deity, touching the deities, seeing the deities, observing the arti and celebration of Krishna, one can definitely say from this material suffering. So this is a picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna in his actually 4 arms, some pictures shows 8 arms with 8 weapons, on Garuda came and saved his devotees in the ocean of misery. So any of us can do it.
Haribo! Wonderful, wonderful. First class presentation. I was wrong yesterday. I was thinking like we're going very fast. Maybe we can cover it one day, we'll take off. But actually we went like pushed back because of our ecstasy in presenting one chapter in 2 sessions. But you did a wonderful. Thank you. Next time you have to do it double, 2 chapters. Yes, Prabhu.
Seeing the deity in Govinda in Vrindavan is the same as Jaipur, is the same one.
I'm not hearing one.
Okay, so seeing the deity of Govinda, the deity of Govinda in Vrindavan, the last mentioned, right? That is the same one.
In Jaipur.
So why it is said Vrindavan?
Krishna is always in Vrindavan. He never said he's in Jaipur.
I mean, if you can say here also, in Vrindavan.
Sure.
But usually when you go to so maybe
because Jaipur is a Manshing, the Hindu state. They were fighting. Even when Muslim came or British came, Jaipur is one of the state. Also Maharashtra, Shivaji, where Purnachandra Prabhu comes. They were like a, staunch Hindu ruler. They would not bend easily. But some state, they kind of blended in, but they didn't. So Pujari left out of fear. Then they hide the deity in a forest, in a jungle. You read chapter 4 in Madhulila, you will see Krishna reveals that to Madhavendra Puri. Due to the fear of Muslim, they put me under here and I'm feeling all hard. You should call the villagers and take me out of this and install. So Lord knows what happened. We think we are trying to do, but Lord knows everything what happened.
And this temple was 7 stories, right? And
Yes, Aurangzeb. Some devotees are very sensitive about. I mean, I'm not going to change my mood because I know Akbar was favorable. So this few devotees say to me, but you can't say the Muslims were favorable. I said, yes, they were favorable. Birbal, who is under Akbar time, he actually helped to purchase this red stone to build this Radha Govindaji temple. How can you not give credit when Akbar actually did? Akbar was not against Krishna consciousness. Akbar was favorable. Now his descendant did horrible. That doesn't mean his credit is gone. Anyway. So thank you. Thank you. Looking forward to see 4 o'clock. And who is doing the chapter 9, 10 and 11? So you're doing 10?
10, 11.
10, 11.
There are 56 slides. We spend about 2 minutes each. Still it's going to take fast.
Okay. And then 12 we're supposed to finish today. How did you went backward? Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
Atharva Prabhu is going to do.
I thought we were finished
Okay.
this, but it's
Yeah.
still wrong.
Right. But this is wonderful. Nice presentation. Gaur Pramanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha Kalpataru Veshya Kripa Sindhu Bhaiva Chapati Tanam Pavani